Hi golfers, Nick here from American Golf. I'm down at the Aintree store. To have with me the new Ping i500 iron. Literally just come in this week into American Golf. Launch date in the UK is 30th of July, so a couple of weeks time. Really looking forward to testing this iron. Like first glances, I think it looks awesome. First thing I noticed, obviously it's forged. Usually Ping don't tend to have a forged club in their range, not for a couple of years anyway. I think the Answer was the last one they had in range which was forged. This is sort of aimed at sort of a player's club, but also something that provides a bit of distance as well. A lot of the manufacturers this year sort of going down the player's distance route. You take Titleist, AP3, TaylorMade, you've got P790, similar sort of ideal concept. Now, similar technology to the G700, you may have seen my review recently on that, bigger looking version of i500, and it's sort of designed there to really just promote distance, but it was quite a big looking head. Now this is more compact. It looks more like the iBlade in my opinion, sort of more of a bladed looking head, quite a thin top line, quite compact. So it's going to be interesting to see how this performs, and I'm expecting some good distances out of this. It's 30.5 degrees, which is quite strong for sort of a player's type club, if you like. So I'm going to test it. I've got TrackMan set, I've got Pro V1 golf balls. I'm going to hit sort of 5 normal golf shots just to see sort of the consistency, the ball flight, dispersion. Then I'm going to test this to see how easy it is to shape the club. It's going to be a player's club, so see how easy it's going to be to hit a fade and hit a draw. So let's see how I get on.
The most I can feel, I'm hearing you're not the ghost I reveal.
So first up, I'm going to hit 5 standard shots. Got KBS 120 slip shaft in there. Looks behind the ball, looks awesome, looks very much like the iBlade. It's got quite a good sort of white line at the bottom there for your alignment, thin top line, compact head, looks good. Feels pretty good off the face. Like I hit a couple of shots of this yesterday, like feels powerful. Be interesting to see what it's like out on the golf course, but sort of 170 carry there for a 7-iron, so it's got the distance. Looks like quite a high flight as well. Obviously quite a strong loft, 18 degrees, good launch. Spin rate 5.9, pretty good numbers, 175 carry. Wow, it does feel awesome off the face, I have to say. Sort of 170-ish carry, pretty powerful as well. Looks pretty consistent. Okay, last one. That was a little bit off the bottom, that. So it'd be interesting to see how that performs. Still got out to 170. Okay, so pretty good performance there. It looks good, feels good, looks like it performs. So I've hit 5 standard shots there. Now we're going to move on. I'm going to hit 3 fades and 3 draws. See how easy it is to work this golf club. So pretty good performance on the standard shots there. So let's see how easy it is to shape it. So we're going to go 3 draws to start with. Powerful one, sort of 69 carry. Again, you can really see sort of the shape on it. So I'm just moving the ball back in the stance here, just promote more inside path. Again, you can see the shape on that, very good. Nice little draw. 174 carry. Okay, last one. Okay, you can definitely see the shape on that, 172 carry. So that's 3 draw shapes. Let's try and hit 3 fades. So for the fade shot, it's going to play the ball a bit further up in the stance. Just open the stance a little bit as well. See how easy it is to fade this back. Does feel really good, this club. Nice shape there, like that. Nice little fade, still sort of carried the 165-ish. So still got the distance. I tend to lose a little bit of distance, high launch, high spin, with a more full position, the fade. Again, just fading back to the target one more, bit shorter distance there. That's a little bit off the bottom. Okay, last one. again, just a little baby fade back to the target. 164 carry, so slightly better there. Okay, so I've hit 5 standard shots, 3 draws, 3 fades. Let's see how those data matches up. So let's sit down now, take a look at that a little bit more closely. So first opinion on this golf club, I think looks awesome, feels good, and it, by the looks of it, it looks like it performs. Now, sort of my only concern really, just sort of pick up these clubs and sort of just bouncing it off the face. It sounds sort of quite springy off the face. Now, I didn't get that sensation when I hit the shot. So it felt better, it sounded better actually hitting the shot, but you can definitely, it's quite springy off the face. Obviously that's the design of the face. Whether or not I like that, I'm not sure. Obviously for me it's more about the performance. So my main concern would be sort of distance control. So first of all we hit sort of 5 standard shots. Now looking at the 5 shots I hit, longest shot I hit was and we're talking carry distances here, 175 carry, and the shortest was 170. So 5-yard dispersion there, it's pretty good. I'd say that's pretty typical over 5 shots. 4 or 5 yards for me, dispersion and distance pretty good. In terms of ball flight, very similar ball flight each time, you can see on the screen there, just nice little tight draws. So ball flight good, standard shots good, dispersion good in terms of distance. It's ticking all the boxes so far. Let's take a look at some data. So carry distance on average 172, ball speed 122, quite high for a 7-iron. Launching around 19 degrees, which is pretty much average for 7-iron for me. Spin rate 6.3, so decent spin rate as well. So definitely something that's going to stop on the green as well. I think obviously there's been a lot of concern with some of these clubs that maybe the spin rate's a little bit too low on these sort of players' distance irons, but for me, numbers look really good. So looking at the draw shots there, again, nice little ball flight. Height, not quite consistent, one went a little bit higher. That was probably the way I hit it. Obviously, I try and do these as fair as possible. But again, looking at distances between 168 and 174. So again, distance control, pretty good with those draw shots. Looking at some numbers, so yeah, launch has dropped down to 14 degrees. Spin rate still up around 6,000. So decent spin rate for those draw shots. Now moving on to, finally we hit those 3 fade shots at the end there. So in terms of distances, a little bit more difference in dispersion of distance, about 9 yards difference from the shortest to the longest. I did hit one a little bit higher again with a fade shot, a little bit off the bottom, which tended to lose a little bit of distance. Taking a look at some numbers, so launch angle 19, ball speed 118, spin rate jumped up to 7,000, which I would expect with the fade shot. I'm putting it further forward in my stance. Face tends to be open to the path, which will increase the spin as well. So again, carry distances 160 carry, so pretty decent for a fade shot there. So overall performance, I was really impressed with this golf club. It looks good, feels good, it performs. It's definitely a market out there for sort of better players that want a bit more distance. As always with Ping, available in power spec, which is 1.5 degree stronger on most of the irons. There's also a retro spec, which is slightly weaker, which may favour some players. So golfers, we've got these in at American Golf. They launch on the 30th of July. Don't forget, we're still offering double value trading and interest-free finance. So golfers, why don't you go head along to your local American Golf, give these clubs a try, and let me know how you get on.
The most I can feel.
First up, I hit 5 shots. Got KBS 120 stick shaft in it, and the laces undone. So let's take a look. Let's try and hit the table as well.